Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Memento Mori Monday. Yes, field dice are not an option for this game, unfortunately. Okay, and we missed last week's game. We are slightly later than usual, but still here to have a good time and also make you have a good time, if that makes sense. By the way, guys, do you remember what happened last session? Not last week, last session. Do you want to do a collective summary since no luck or experience points is involved?
We got to the archway.
Mhm.
We had an encounter with some damn scary sounding little tar baby bubble things, rather wonderfully voiced by the GM, to the point where, you know, yeah.
To the point, what? Yes.
Bit disturbing little embryony black things. Actually.
Yeah.
I think left 2/3 of us stunned really at the beginning there.
We got through the archway, found ourselves looking at this huge sort of siege castle thing. Went in, found a massacre. Eventually found the lord of the place.
Mhm.
He was a big dude with antlers.
Big dude with antlers.
It was a crown made of antlers. They were not his own.
Like Hearn the Hunter on steroids. And he gave us a choice to get this drinking horn thing that seems to be this skull cup thing.
Nope.
Nope.
Mhm.
Nope. That not what
No, the drinking horn is what he has to satisfy his thirst. He told you that maybe what you're looking for is a severed head.
Okay, so he offered either we were to give him a certain amount of our blood, or there's some woman that keeps turning up at his castle, which he's rather annoyed at, and if we can get rid of her, then he'll hand it over.
Which is the option we took, yeah.
And we were discussing that we chose that one, but we were discussing to ourselves that hopefully we can perhaps dissuade her from coming to the castle without having to resort to violence.
Okay, that's basically all that happened last session. Very nice, Ronnie. I would give you an inspiration point if only there were any, and you can get a corruption point if you want, though. I'm willing to give them for free.
Tempting, but no.
But no thanks. Okay.
I'll give that just this once. I can give it to one of the other guys, just as a thing.
Out of selfishness.
I'm good.
I was going to say self-sacrifice, selflessness. It's, just
selflessness. Yes. Okay, nobody wants it. I will keep it to myself. But yes, so as you can see, the name of the act actually changed, and accordingly, if everything goes according to plan, this is the second to last session. Ooh. And then we can move on and have Ronnie to worry about the week's session and whatnot. Unless, as I said, he is not ready, so I'm willing to fill up another pair of sessions if needed. But yes, so this week's session is called number 8, Strength, and I really hope I didn't fuck it up, but I sent you last week the song that was related to this week's session, I hope. Yes, I did.
I put
Very
some
good of me.
lyrics in the description.
Did I put the lyrics?
No, I have in the description
you-
of this video.
Oh, okay. Yes,
I've been doing that every time.
Very nice, but I'm just opening StreamYard because that's how lazy I am. So, yes, the actual lyrics that kind of summarize, rather give a general vibe of this week's session is: Innocence is a game that I've lost. Purify myself in the black of a velvet sky. I look behind myself in the back of an angel's eyes. Ooh, very nice. But to resume where things were left off. So basically, you've agreed to get rid of the unwanted guest of the tenant of this castle that, to remind you, goes by the name of Gwynapnud. And he just points you towards the exactly, yes, the best comment ever on the music video. The vocalist has the voice of an angel, a biblically accurate angel. Yes, most definitely. And okay, as I was saying, Gwynapnud agrees to your decision, of course, and just tells you that the one of the doors up downstairs, the one under the balcony, which you got on in order to enter this throne room, goes to the cloister of this fort. And he says the unwanted guest should be found amidst the trees. And once you've dealt with this guest, get back to him and he will give you your reward. Basically, what you were looking for. I assume you go your merry way towards the door.
That's a very optimistic way of putting it. I don't think we're going to be skipping along like we're in Candyland.
I think we've been questioning ourselves what we got ourselves into now. Actually,
yeah. I'm thinking more amidst the ancient trees type vibe rather than, happy magical forest land.
All this blood, or just do this. It's got to be more difficult, surely.
Yeah, but yes, we
Yeah,
go
to be
towards
fair,
the plot.
Yeah, to be fair, up to now, being here is actually just been a walk in the park. To be completely fair, nothing that bad happened to you so far in this realm. Just to highlight things.
And just for the benefit of the viewers at home or who will be viewing at some point in the future, scary phrases that GMs can say to immediately put the frighteners on players. Nothing's happened truly bad so far.
Exactly so.
Just it's
so
it's right up there. It's right up there with well, nothing's bad happened yet.
Or are you sure you want to do that?
Or my particular favorite, and what hand you're using.
So, as Riccardo, by the voice of Jayson, said, you go in the general direction where you assume the plot is, and that's correct. While you get downstairs, you see that now, contrary to what happened when you entered the fort, now you have a general look of all the mess around the floor. So you see these mold bodies, these spare limbs scattered across the floor, and you see that some of these corpses are rising up and collecting this or that limb in order to reattach it to their torso or to their waist or to their neck, etc. But they don't see like they are actually noting you or generally be concerned about you. They're just there marrying their business and whatnot. Some of them maybe are retrieving their piece of armor that, of course, slipped through the severed limb, or maybe they are getting back their sword or their axe, etc. But they are literally raising from the floor and reattaching all together. The door that King Gwyn mentioned is ajar. I assume you walk past it.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you got anything to want to do in this main room, but I don't assume you
Ooh,
do.
just look at this lovely masonry.
Exactly. Just concentrating on anything but the zombies putting themselves back together. And basically, what the king said is true. You open the door, you are in this inner courtyard, or cloister, as he mentioned it, which is littered in dead vegetation. You see dead trunks that, of course, carry no more leaves. The grass, it's all yellowish in color, slightly charred in some places. There are no flowers, and that you see up to now, no living things is actually roaming or walking these premises. What is peculiar to you is that if it is actually a cloister, you suppose this to be closed among columns or walls or whatnot. You got the fort basically behind you. No windows, just the door you came out of. Columns on your sides, both left and right, that go on forever. You're not able to see the end of this actual cloister. As I said, there is no living thing that suggests a guest or an animal are present in the premises.
Are there any designs on the walls, whether it's like a mosaic or sculpture or something like that? Fresco, kind of thing?
What I tell you is that this cloister of this garden rather takes the general ornaments of the inside of the fort, so it's just barren. You see, there are no intricate motifs on the floor. Let's say the columns are of Ionic fashion, so they don't have all the leaves and motifs and their capitals. Just barren. Marble or stone or granite, whatever you wish, just stone. The only movement of this architecture is given by the different stone's color that's being used for the different parts of this colonnade. Yeah, you get what I mean, right? I don't know if colonnade as it exists as a word, but I just made it up. I'm totally honest with you. But yes, are you planning on exploring something, going farther into the vegetation, going back in, saying, "Yeah, there's no one."
Yeah, I suppose we've given our word to do this, and I've got a feeling that if we did go back to the king and say, yeah, we dealt with her, I've got a feeling he's going to know we're telling Porky. So,
You said all the vegetation was dead, right? Yeah,
Exactly so.
But does it kind of? You said you mentioned the grass, but I can remember if you said that there was other stuff like maybe like brambles that kind of piling up, something quite dense. Or is it just
As
very,
per
very
the
little?
vegetation, yes,
Yeah.
it's very unkept. So
Right,
you see
okay.
dead ivies just climbing on columns. These big trunks of trees that, of course, they are dead. Some of them are even empty. the grass being dead, it's also very tall. So it is.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Okay. Riccardo's going to grab a small stone or a rock and just throw it into the densest part of the grass. Because he's
Okay.
not just going to go in there willy-nilly.
No,
you are.
We need to investigate.
Sorry, Phil.
We need to investigate because we know we were told she was in the garden. So, dead or
So,
not, we need to have a look.
Riccardo, you get a chunk of stone from the ground and throw it as far as you can into the garden. You are reassured that you are hearing it tumble and bouncing off what you assume is ground, given the sound it's making, and then just stopping somewhere amidst the grass. So the sound, in order to describe it, is a little bit muffled because, of course, it's not bouncing on stone, rather on not on gravel, but on actual ground. That even if it's dry, of course, it's a little bit muffled as a sound. But yeah, you can hear it clearly. So there is no pond in there, no creatures swimming in the pond or trying to drown you. It's just ground as far as you're aware.
Yeah, I didn't like how you worded that. The stone bounces on what you assume to be the ground.
Yeah, I meant loose ground rather than a path or stone platforms. It's just loose ground, the one on
I don't think we've got much
Loose
choice.
flower
ground.
beds, for example. What you assume to find in a garden, that is.
Yeah.
It would just be overly paranoid here.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
this garden can't be that big. Perhaps we should split up and have a look around.
You're being very optimistic here. We have no idea what this woman is or what she can do.
No.
It's easy to pick off 1 than 3. I suggest we stick together.
I was going to say,
As far as we
either,
know, she just stays in the garden and refuses to leave. She doesn't do anything else, what we've been told.
Well, why don't you go in first then, since you're being so stoic, as your name would suggest.
either that, or when we take your corpse back to bury you, upon your tombstone, we will place the legend. You know, here lies John the Stoic. He split the party.
Stoic by name, stoic by nature.
No, I think we should,
multi-layered
joke that.
yes.
We've promised to get rid of her, and unless we find her, we can't get rid of her, and she's in the garden somewhere. So we have to go in and find her.
I do not believe that we should disperse. I think we should stick together. For one very simple reason. If this king feels unable to deal with this woman, I doubt any of us singularly will be able to do so.
That's a fair point, but you didn't really question his motives.
No, that's true. That's true.
But he was also a 6-foot rippling guy who had massacred a fuck ton of people in the Great Hall, so...
Yes, and maybe couldn't be arsed with this low-level annoyance. Could be.
Yes.
Or maybe you're off in the garden to fight God itself. You don't know. You
well,
didn't
yes.
question his motives.
Is it a
That's
swarm
what
of rats?
saying.
Is it God? Who knows?
Exactly. It's a level 1 mission or a level 20?
Just don't say.
All I know is when you said about and he didn't want to be asked with a low level, we saw the nose growing ever so slightly. It was there. It was. I don't think we should split up. I think we should go in together.
Okay, then we're going together. Yeah.
Are you
You
leading
know,
the way,
So,
John?
so as we all die, the other two will learn nothing from the first one step.
Still, you can go first.
Right.
Are you leading the
I'll
way,
cover
John?
you. And
Honestly,
sort
Phil.
out.
Honestly, if this thing's strong enough to take all three of us, splitting up isn't going to make it easier.
No.
Except for it to actually take us one at a time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's a path to follow, I'm willing to stroll forward.
Okay. As you approach
Skip merrily.
the actual what you assume might be the actual beginning of the garden, you look at the columns on your side. You see that given the grass and the nature itself to be outgrown, as I was mentioning before, it is slightly more walkable behind the columns, where you can actually see some stone laid down. So if you're willing to take that path, you can do that rather than venturing straight into the garden itself. It's up to you.
Perhaps that would be a good idea to start with. Maybe have a bit of a recce around the garden first, maybe.
I beg your pardon?
Have a look around the garden, walk around it first, maybe, and
Yeah, as I said, though, you're not able to see the actual end of this garden. So I assume you walk behind the columns to try and see where does this end.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Are Riccardo and Brother Jerome following suit? And I assume that Brother Jerome is closing the line. Or is Riccardo?
Well, Riccardo has a sword, so it might be worth being in the middle.
Well, keep close eye on the garden as well, in case we can actually see anything through this dead foliage.
I'm almost
Get some idea of where she might be.
How thick is this? Are these trees, next to each other?
Not that thick. Okay, you assumed that once upon a time this was supposed to be an actual organic garden, per se. So it's not like a dense forest where trees go and grow close to each other. So they are pretty scattered around the place. So you can you can have a general visual of the
I'm almost
ground
tempted.
area.
I'm almost tempted, if one of us actually climbed up one of those trees to get a good survey of the land. If it, it's not exactly thick foliage, we should get a good lay of the land from a high vantage point.
How big is the tree?
Some of them you assume to wither down well in their hundreds. They're pretty big. Some of them are very big trees.
This is going to be a big garden. To have trees that size in it, this is going to be a big garden.
Yeah, but bear in mind we're not in the real world. Like,
I know, but we have to. As long as if one of us climbing up the tree doesn't find this magical castle with a heart that goes by itself, I think we'll be all right.
well, no, I just meant in terms of like they have to be relative size to the garden. They don't.
No, but I mean, we might get an idea. We might even see the woman from a vantage
We might.
point.
We
Or
might.
I'm starting to wonder if it's a woman at all.
Well,
True.
I've put my thought in the bloody chat. So
Which one of us is the lightest? or has the least girth? Because I'm thinking that
Least
these
girth.
trees are going to be rotten, and
Well,
therefore
I don't
break
know how
easily.
well the brothers is eaten. I'm fairly thin and willowy, I suppose. I haven't been starved on the road.
Willowy.
Yeah, given the rascal characterization that Phil had for his character, I personally assume this was his task to climb the tree, if of anybody. But of course, feel free to correct
Yeah.
me if someone else wishes to do that.
No, I have no interest in correcting you. It means I don't have to do it.
Are you
Okay,
accepting the
I'll give
task,
the tree a
Joe?
go. I'll give the
Okay.
tree a go.
So you look for one of the better looking dead trees, I assume. So
Suffer with low
one that's not,
branches.
yeah, one that is not clearly rotten to the core,
Mm.
still standing
Okay.
of sorts, and you start climbing up to it. As you reach one of the first big branches that you're about, let's say, 15 feet into the air,
Okay.
up and 15 feet up the tree, you hear a piercing scream,
God.
human scream, not coming from the tree, but coming from farther into the garden itself.
Can I tell a direction?
You can tell the general direction, and it is farther into the garden, with the fort on your back. So the general direction that you were walking is slightly farther. You might say about 100 yards, no more.
Pause a second. I'm
Yes.
getting a fleeting memory from 2 weeks ago where you also, I'm sure, mentioned a scream as
Yes.
kind of like a passing thing. Is this the same scream?
That was more of a general feeling that these whirlwinds were giving you, as they
Okay.
were
Okay.
actually entities screaming in your ears, rather than a sensation, rather than an actual scream. This
Okay.
is someone screaming at the top of their lungs.
Right.
So there is
Oh,
no possibility to overlap or confuse the two things. Just to
Okay.
be
I'll,
perfectly clear.
I'll look down between my legs at the other two. and say, did you hear that? In that direction. Pointing.
You, of course, did hear.
Yes. Yes.
I can't see anything yet, but do we go
Well,
higher or
neither
do we
can
follow
we,
it?
but
No,
it's very
let
loud.
us head towards the distress and
I'll
hope
stand
that
behind
it's
it.
Be
not actually
careful, this could be a
of our
trap.
own.
So,
We go slowly.
John, are you climbing down the tree
I'll
and
climb down.
reconvening with the others? Okay.
Yep.
I assume you are fastly approaching this origin of the scream that you heard, or just
I think
having a normal
Riccardo
pace?
wants us to go a bit careful. By the sound of it.
Yes, I want you to go a bit careful. Whether you actually listen or not is a different matter, but I'm not like going super slowly, but I'm not gonna just sprint my way in either and just barge in, because hello.
Okay. So you assume you are stealthily walking fast-paced.
Yeah, we're not running.
Well,
we're
not even
walking.
stealthily, just careful, you know.
Carefully.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, not of course, that was, as I said, in about 100 yards, maybe a little bit more, not that much, you are approaching actually the origin of the sound, and you see that slammed against a trunk of a tree, there is a young woman, which is profusely bleeding from a shoulder. Her dress is torn up in places. There is also this, what you assume is a big mastiff dog, growling at her. It's a very big dog because, I don't recall the word. I'm sorry. Is withers, are about the same height of the girl. It's a huge ass dog.
Oh, whiskers, you mean?
No, withers, the actual length of the legs, of the hind legs.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just double checked it with Google Translate this way.
So the
So
dog
the
is
height of the
same
legs
height.
is the
Yes.
same height as her. Yeah.
Okay,
Fucking
so
massive.
it's a massive dog, and if you
Woof.
carefully and stealthily approach the situation, you see that this dog has 2 heads.
2 heads.
Yes.
We're just lucky it's not
Great.
3.
Yeah, we're not quite in that territory yet. Okay.
2 heads. Okay.
They are growling and barking at this girl that you can see is obviously in pain. Given that she's being scratched or beaten, you're not able to tell from where are you on the left shoulder. And her dress is torn up in places, as I was saying, maybe from running amidst these bushes and grass and whatnot, or maybe because she was actually attacked and bitten by this creature.
When we were asked to remove this woman from the garden, what actually did the king or where it was say? What did he say when he asked us to do it? When he described her?
I don't think, but please correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not recalling things properly. They didn't give you a proper description of
No.
this young lady.
He did
They
say
just
what we
told
were going
you.
to do, though, didn't he?
Sorry?
What did he tell us?
I do recall, and I hope I'm recalling correctly and not fucking things up, that this young woman is just an unwanted guest.
Yeah. Definitely
You
unwanted.
didn't inquire any further, and it told you no more than this.
So the woman's the unwanted guest. The fucking massive giant dog is not a problem.
Not necessarily. Still, has anyone got a large bit of meat on them?
No.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't look like the lady has noticed you, nor does the dog, nor has the dog.
So Jim said we can just walk away like nothing's happened.
Mm-hmm. Just
We
walk
must
away.
aid her.
This could be the woman we were to get rid of.
Perhaps by aiding her, by sending this animal away and aiding her, we may be able to get her to stop coming to the castle of her own free will, therefore ensuring no violence.
I just hope that this mastiff doesn't belong to Gwynabnode. It could be his pet for all we know.
We don't have to kill it, we just have to scare it off.
That is a
Yeah.
good point.
Right.
What's it scared of?
I'm not sure how we will scare it off. I'm just putting it out there that, you know, that this doesn't have to end in violence.
Extremely optimistic, I think.
Is there something you're willing to do to actively deal with the situation as it is, or you're planning on waiting a little bit more to see what happens?
I suppose we could rush it, sort of like make a lot of noise and action and try and scare it off. But like I say, we've not got any meat or anything to distract it with.
We could. I mean, if we make a lot of noise, we could certainly distract it away from the lady. I think, unfortunately, that distraction would be it focusing its attention on us. But I think whatever we do, we have to do it now. I don't think it's going to hold off from that woman much longer.
Okay. Riccardo, hoping and praying that this beast does not belong to Gwynebnaud, lest he get incredibly pissed off, takes out his dagger and attempts to throw it at the creature.
Ouch.
Okay. So, yeah, you do have the hunter virtue, don't you?
I do. I do.
Okay. So, given the circumstances, I'm saying that this is not a difficult action for you to undergo, since this animal is actually huge, and this is basically what you do for a living. So what I'm saying is that you are able to throw the actually throw the dagger, which scars the creature on his hind legs, let's say, because I'm imagining it giving their butt to you, because they don't actually have a back to turn on you, but you're able to scratch it, and he, of course, is startled by the pain that it was not expecting anytime soon. Both heads look behind at you. They just let out a big bark in your general direction. They grab with their mouth this little girl that screams again. This little woman rather than girl, I'm sorry, I misspoke. They bite her down and start running away from you.
Okay.
Now even the girl has seen you and is screaming for help as much as this bite is enabling her to.
We come to aid you.
Yeah, she's going.
Yes, she's going because she's being carried by the jaws of this creature.
Right. We must give chase.
Yeah.
Can I ask a potentially important question? I realized that we didn't see much of her, but did she look, for a best turn of phrase, normal? Like, did she look ill, like what we have? Or did she look perfectly healthy?
That's a
Or
good
neither?
question. She might look a little bit emaciated, not sick, maybe underfed, malnourished of sorts, not ill looking. You're not able to see any scab or any persisting symptom of what you have.
Interesting. That could be a very good thing or a very bad thing.
Well, she's obviously not from where we're from. Because when we're the only people that our disease people, the only people that can travel here, aren't we?
Yes, I know. But also what I'm worried about is if it is, say, some creature that can disguise itself as a human, then of course they won't think of such a detail, will they? Especially if they've never seen one of us look like this before. However,
yeah, the mastiff is running away.
Yeah, I may be paranoid and they're running away, so...
Oh, we've got to go get it, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have to chase after it.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
News at 11. Man chases dog.
Given the general size of this dog, of course, is no effort for it to be faster than you. Given that its legs are as tall as you are, give or take.
Yeah.
But you do see that while it's holding on the lady with one of the jaws, with the other keeps looking back at you, and he sees that you are now backing down from this run, basically, because I assume you keep trying to gain grounds to it. At a certain point, you see that the head that keeps poking back, some looks like it's coughing out of annoyment, or you what you might assume is annoyment, and the other spits the lady in bushes while the creature keeps trotting away.
It's dropped her.
Yes. It literally spit her out on the ground.
Yeah, with annoyance, as if she was irritating it.
Or is you were irritating it by not letting it go with its prey.
That too.
Now the lady is laying on the ground, and apparently she's not emitting any sort of noise.
I go over to her.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my sword out and just keep it close, just in case.
Can we see where the dog gone? Has it just disappeared from our sight completely?
It doesn't take much for it to actually disappear on the horizon, given the trees and the tall grass, etc. It's easy. It's easy for you to lose track of him, rather than vice versa.
Yeah.
As Brother Jerome, I assume you kneel down to tend to this lady.
Yeah.
You see that she's still breathing, so that's a thing. But I assume you try to roll her over to see how badly she's injured.
As gently as possible.
And as you do that, she grasps for hair, trying to get a hold of your cloth. And you see that she's not able to breathe properly, maybe out of anxiety and fear for the situation she just endured, or for the trauma that she withheld. But you see that she's clenching onto you and trying to breathe properly.
You are safe, please. We bring you no harm.
It takes a while for her to regain a sort of composure, but all the composures. Hello, Matteo.
Buonasera, Matteo.
Yes, we are playing. Of course, we try our best to play every week. Sometimes shit happens, but the will is there, of course. But as I was saying, all the composure she's able to get is her to starting to breathe properly and just crying. Maybe of relief, maybe of pain, maybe a little bit of both, 50-50. She's not making full sentences as of yet. She's just sobbing and crying and sniffing.
I hold her.
Again, it takes a while, but after a second, she looks at you, of course, with her eyes red of all the crying and screaming, and she looks at you and says, "You just saved me. Thank you very much. I thought I was left for dead in this godforsaken garden."
My compatriots are keeping an eye out for your for that animal in case it returns. But For the moment, you are safe. Why did it attack you?
I don't know. Maybe it assumed I was a prey of sorts. I mean, she tried to bite a good chunk out of my arm and shoulder, as you know. She cries a little bit as she touches the open wounds she has on the.
We will deal
shoulder.
with those ones. You said she with regards to the dog.
That was me misspoking.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
did wonder.
Sorry.
No.
I thought
It's
I
my
thought that
bad,
was an
because
interesting.
I was thinking of the girl, but
No,
yeah,
I've had this
the
theory
beast.
for a while, but never mind.
No. Sorry. It's on me mentally translating, because
Okay.
beast, bestia, is feminine in Italian, so she.
Right.
But no, it's a neutral it. Sorry, that's on me.
That's all right.
It thought I was prey, maybe, just to rephrase it correctly.
Okay. How long have you been in this garb?
I tried, and I don't know. There is no way to tell the day apart from the night, because there is no such things around here.
Where are you from?
Actually, I live just outside of this garden, but this creature, or what once the one that looked almost like it, attacked my hut. So I fled, and I tried to find some sort of safe place at this fort, because my hut was made out of mud and woods, and this fort is made this of stone walls and bricks, and I assumed that the beast wouldn't be able to get into it, but I was left out, and I screamed to the top of my lungs to this door, but nobody answered, and I wasn't able to pry it open, and I tried to escape from this creature, but you see, it's crazy fast.
It is. If we are able to subdue this creature, would you permit us to escort you back to your home?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not willing to stay here alone and waiting for the creature to make around and come back and get me.
Until
I don't feel safe around here.
Until such times as we find a way to subdue the creature, you will remain in our company. You will not be alone.
Thank you very much. And at last, I think I should be able to walk. I don't know. Would you mind helping me up, please?
Of course.
And of course, he clenches on your shoulder and on your cloth in order to force herself up. Exactly, Ronnie. New mission: fuck Fido. Exactly, fuck Fido up rather than just fuck Fido, because that might sound wrong. And of course, while she's struggling and forcing a way to actually stand up, it's no burden for you, because she's very thin looking, so she's not applying that much strength in order to drag you down or whatnot. She's just trying to lift herself up, and she's able in doing so, but she grunts a little bit for what you assume are the wounds that she had, mainly around her abdomen. You see that she was clearly bit, even though the bite marks are not that deep into the tissues.
I'm trying to remember whether it's Riccardo or John that has some knowledge of stitching people up.
Not me.
If anything, I have the knowledge of picking them slowly and painfully apart.
I thought you were the healer of anybody, to be honest.
No, I don't do healing.
Okay, we missed something there then.
Yeah, priests in this game are something farther from clerics in any
Yeah,
other
yeah,
RPG.
I went down
You're the diplomat.
the scholar diplomat route.
Yes,
You know,
and
well
also,
read.
and also to be completely open to you guys, none of you have anything to sue anything.
No.
So
Is extra.
bear that in mind. So while nobody is actually able to do anything of sorts, not that good, but still good. Also, even if you were able to, you don't have anything to patch her up.
Very least we might be able to clean the wound or.
But what I would say is, given the ability of Riccardo to tear people and animals apart thoroughly, she doesn't look exactly. She doesn't look like she's in a condition to be torn apart as she is. I mean, there are scratches, but nothing so deep into the skin and the tissue to prove, unless of infection, etc., to be life-threatening as it is.
Okay.
Just to be perfectly clear with all of you. And once this girl is able to stand up on her own, she keeps clinging onto you, Brother Jerome. Maybe because she doesn't feel confident in walking on her own, but she keeps leaning
It's
onto
fine.
you.
I will be her crutch.
She just tells you not to hold her too tight around the waist, because the bite marks are on the abdomen, but on her back as well, because of course she was kept.
No, my hands are there to steady rather than hold.
Okay. And I assume altogether you are walking in the general direction of where the beast fled, in order to intercept it and deal with it. That was your plan, or have I misunderstood it?
Well, I don't know if we've got her now.
I mean,
we might as well leave, I suppose, don't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking that do we really need to kill it if we're able to try and get out? You know, and obviously there's the whole getting back in part, which is a problem. But
the thing is, this thing is huge. It's fast. It's a dog. It can smell us a mile away. It could sit. We could get near to the exit, and then it could pounce on us. I'm almost tempted to say, can we make some sort of stand and at least trap it?
I don't know, but we've got a sword between us, and I've got a quarterstaff.
Again, as I was mentioning before, this garden is not that dense in nature. So for a creature as big as this to actually ambush you out of anything, it's close to impossible before you actually see it. It's literally impossible for it to mimetize in the grass or behind the tree, hiding behind a column. So you will be able to see it from quite some yards away.
I'm just worried because of our current circumstances. If we get it, what are we going to do with it?
Well, exactly.
I mean, John, you've probably got the best way of actually attracting it.
What's
He
that?
does.
You're holding a fucking big stick.
That's just distracting it maybe.
Here, doggy, here, doggy, here, doggy. I mean,
So then between us we'll have a sword
Mm.
and a lot of screaming people.
there's a thought. Oh, that's a thought.
What?
Oh,
Poison the girl and let the dog eat her.
nice idea, but somewhat self-defeating.
Well, spit it out, brother. What is it?
You come up with some cunning ploy you've heard in the past.
No, I mean, no. I was just thinking of something, just me myself being humorous, and then I suddenly went, well, hold on a minute. Actually, that's not such a crazy notion.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
If we could actually get near to the keep with that bloody big door and go here doggy, and get it to actually chase the stick into the keep and shut the door on it.
See him.
It would trap it.
Oh, trapping it.
there
okay.
are a lot of corpses in there.
It could feast away quite happily.
Mm.
By the time it gets back to us, it'd be too fucking full. All I'm saying is, it'd be a way to trap it without killing it ourselves, which would give her a free run back to her house. She's out of the way of the keep. We've completed our mission without any bloodshed, or not by our hands anyway. We get that severed head, and we get the heck out of here.
Except if the dog eats the severed head.
If the dog eats the severed head, then we might as well just all line up and say who's going first for its jaws. Because there's no point.
I also do have a slight issue with your plan, if you don't mind. You just accepted a deal with some biggest king, and you are trying to lure a biggest creature into his house, wreaking havoc, and hoping he's still willing to uphold this part of the deal in exchange.
Well, here's the thing, right? He never said anything about the dog. He only said don't let the woman back in the keep. He never said anything about the dog. B, I reckon the one thing a two-headed doggy might actually be afraid of is a guy who's 9 feet in high with a big crown of antlers. He might be able to actually say, sit, good dog, and actually get it to calm down. You know, this lord might be looking for a pet.
I was sort of assuming that if the dog wasn't some sort of invading monster, then it was his dog anyway.
Yeah.
Which is what I've been saying.
That too.
Because he's complaining about the woman, but not about the dog. So.
Yes.
So, killing the dog might be like, Riccardo said, killing the dog might be the best option anyway. But now we've got the girl. Do we need to do anything with the dog? I don't think we do. We just need to get the girl out of the castle and maybe agree not to come back. Sort of like, don't go back in there. That dog will get you next time. We won't be there to help you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's either that or we have to make some bloody big stand on this dog with one quarterstaff,
And
one
sword.
dagger, and one sword.
Well, we haven't got the
It's
dagger
dagger.
anymore because I used it.
No,
But I
I've
suggest
got a traveling dagger. You know,
Oh, okay.
I have a dagger on my person, but
Okay.
I suggest
I'm not
because it's
combat ready.
wounded. Because it's wounded and it's hurt, then I suggest we make hay while the sun shines.
Also, with you, Riccardo, being the hunter, this creature has been wounded.
Yes.
It's losing blood.
Yes.
There's actually a way for you to follow traces to get back to it.
That's very true.
But it does belong to this 9-foot guy with the antlers. Is he going to be happy with chucked a dagger at it?
Well, no, but I'd rather that than kill it completely, if that is the case. I was just thinking as well, I could also ensure that we travel downwind. Or the opposite of downwind. I can't remember which way you have to do it. But yes.
Yeah, downwind. Upwind, it can
Downwind.
smell it. Downwind is, yeah.
Thaya.
So basically, what I'm making out of your discussion up to now is just basically you got two options. As in, lure the creature inside of the castle and let whatever those corpses are and the king itself to deal with it. Or to somehow deal with it yourself. And this way, in both ways, you get rid of the dog, of the mastiff somehow, and you make sure that this lady doesn't have a reason to enter the castle anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's my preferred option myself.
I went with the non-violent option. I am clearly outvoted, so
I'm still suggesting a non-violent option, just not involving a keep. I'm just suggesting that we try and skirt round this dog, avoid it as to where it is, get her out, and then get back in.
Yeah, I mean, because we've only been asked to do the one thing. That's get her at the castle and keep her out. So that was the job done. We don't need to go dog hunting and
No. And like Phil was saying as well, the fact that he's not mentioned this dog means that he's either fine with it or doesn't know about it.
Let's put it this way. I will give you 10 minutes in order
have
to
a
come up
think.
with a plan so that I
Okay.
can go to the toilet.
Okay.
So see you in 10 minutes. All right.
Okay, have a nice
Sounds
toilet.
good.
Let's
Yes.
everybody have a break. See you later. Hello.
Hello.
You're still muted, Jayson, if you said something.
I just said hello.
Oh, okay. I saw your lips moving. I assumed you said such, but I wanted to make sure. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, Ronnie, exactly. Perfectly. Or as the Scottish Fang said, 2 and 2.
That best bit of commentary on a situation in a match ever.
All right. So, time to make up your minds on the best course of action.
I still think we've got the girl. We need the dog.
Yeah.
Or lead us out of here. Just using your hunting skills to avoid the dog. Okay.
Yes.
Let me get. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you want to, let's put it this way, position yourself? So, Brother Jerome is handling the lady situation by helping her, aiding her to walk. And I assume both you and Riccardo and John are marching in front of them in order to clear the way and
Well,
have an eye on things.
I might even say Riccardo has to go in front to sort of pathfind the way back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring up the rear. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are trying. Sorry.
I'm handling her in an entirely innocent way. John the Sniggerer.
Yes. Yes. I said handling the situation, not handling the lady. Handling the lady situation. By the good
Your
Samaritan.
situation.
I am reviewing the situation.
Riccardo is in front of the line. Brother Jerome and the lady are in the middle, and John is closing the line. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you are trying to lead the girl home or to the fort?
Out of the garden initially.
Home.
We'll get out of the garden first and then take her home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What she says to you is that the cloister is actually open on the other side of the in comparison to the fort, and her hut is just outside of where the garden is supposed to end. It's several yards away still, but it's not like a week worth of walk and looking around, etc., and snooping around. So it's a long walk. It's not a prohibitive walk. Let's put it this way. Okay. So are you walking in the middle of the garden, or you are taking the column route, which is a little bit clearer?
Oh, no. Plenty of cover.
Okay.
So in the garden.
Perfectly. Perfect. So, as you are opening the line, Riccardo, you are still not noticing anything weird or out of the ordinary. Just the situation that you were presented when you first entered the garden itself. So nothing moving, nothing lurking in the shadows or hanging on the trees or whatnot. As for you, Brother Jerome, you see that while this lady is trying to act tougher than she actually is, she's struggling a little bit in walking. So you are forced a couple of times to slow down for her to catch up and being able to walk properly.
The moment she falters, I'll immediately slow down.
So that, of course, That, of course, translates also to both Riccardo to wait up for the others and John to have a proper spacing in the line itself. I would like to ask you, Riccardo, and yes, you, Riccardo, given that you are actively looking for any activity out of the ordinary or any actual presence of this creature, to
Mhm.
roll your pool for blood,
Mm-hmm.
your pool for, I'd say, cerebrum, and your hunter virtue.
Okay.
As in, you are trying to recollect any sort of notion and past experience in hunting in order to make out where this creature actually is.
Mm-hmm. Right. I have a 6 on the white dice and a 6 on the black.
Okay, so now
Oh,
that
and a 1. And a 1, sorry.
Okay, the one on the blacks.
Mm.
Okay. So I'd say that the one goes on to cancel the 6 on the black because it's
Yep.
worth more successes.
Okay.
Given that it is erased, it doesn't seem fair for you to actually gain blood corruption for it, because you're not actually experiencing any positive of it, because it's been cancelled. So it's just a regular success, if that makes
Okay.
sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be enough.
So, with one level of, I didn't mention the difficulty, the
No.
threshold, sorry. I imagined a difficulty of 2, given that you got plenty of cover, but other creature or other people might benefit of this sort of cover as you are.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, you are safe. I'm saying apparently because you stop a second, halting halting the march to have a look around, maybe have a sniff around the air to feel if there is anything out of the ordinary. Doesn't look like it, and you resume walking. It gets to a couple of steps before you are actually able to see that there are now 2 creatures in front of you. They are very big dogs, but given that you had a high full of the creature previously, you see that these are 2 separate dogs that are muddled in blood, one on the right side and the other one on the left of their body, with their rib cage exposed and some of the organs hanging out of their body, as is actually this creature was actually divided in half. So there are 2 separate half dog hubs looking at you, growling and barking, and start charging towards you. At the same
Well,
time,
fuck.
you, Brother Jerome, feel like this lady is fainting by the sight of these creatures. She lets out a sigh and just tries to cling on to you, while also not being really able to stand on by herself, and kind of slightly forcing you, dragging you to the ground, even though you're actually able to hold her, even you are kneeling and bending in forth in order to save her from the fall she was about to experience. And in doing so, she puffs something in your face. It's a black dust that smells of burned woods and burned flesh, like it's coal dust of some sorts. And she directly puffs it in front of your face. This translates on a malus on your next rolls. So instead of normal success being a 5 or a 6, now you can get a success only with a 6. And as you start to feeling a little bit, your senses are a little bit numb. Your vision is out of focus. You're not really able to understand what just ran over you. While the other 2 dogs are separating and charging, one at Riccardo and one at John.
So that scene in the cell with the horse.
Sorry?
I think it's the cell. That scene of the cell with the horse being divided.
I don't think I'm familiar with the movie, or if I saw it like ages ago. Oh yeah, I definitely saw that ages ago.
I think it's called The Cell. I've not actually seen it, but someone put a music video together of the bits before YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing what you're referring to. Yeah, but these dogs are split longitudinally rather than in section.
Is that the one with Jayson?
Yeah.
Head to tail, rather than the other side.
Yeah.
Transversally. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get a hold of this.
Well,
okay.
While you're rolling, Riccardo's intentions are to...
I am not rolling anything. That's all on
Oh, of course you aren't. I beg your pardon. It's all us.
Don't you worry.
It's all our own fault.
Yeah. Riccardo's intention is to roll out of the way, kind of maybe even between its legs if possible. It's the one charging towards him. And you said there are organs kind of dangling out, so what he plans to do is something rather horrible, but hey, he's using his environment to his advantage. He's going to try and grab an intestine or something that could be quite long, and sort of really tug it.
Okay, disgusting enough. I love it. Okay, so what are you willing to roll for this?
That's going to be viscera.
So you got blood and viscera. Given the disgusting feeling of the situation, let's say you might put the bloody in your name.
Oh yeah.
In the pool as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
I'm not that strong on the hunter feat.
No. I completely agree. It's not a huntery thing. It's the bloody thing. So
the difficulty is 2, and the threshold for a success is the normal one. So 5 and 6s.
Yep. I'm just getting these out of the way. Okay. So. Okay, 5s and 6s. So I have got 2 successes on the white dice, and I have got. Do 5s count on the black dice? Sorry, I forgot.
No, just 6s and 1s. No.
Okay, and then I've got once again a 6 and a 1 on the black dice.
Jesus Christ! So let's put it in 2. Okay, that's 2 successes on you. Okay.
Yeah.
2 successes. Okay. What about you, John?
I'm thinking I will maybe stand my ground with my quarterstaff, and as it gets up to it, I want to sort of jump to one side, maybe bat it across the snout with my quarterstaff. So I was thinking maybe using nerves.
Okay. So you're adding blood and nerves. Is there anything else you're wishing to put into play, according that you justify it somehow? Do you see something else working in this
I
scene?
don't know. I don't. No, I don't. I think that's probably all I've got. 4 dice.
Okay, just roll for it. Just make
Yeah,
sure
okay.
to divide the 2 pools of
Yeah,
whites and
I will
blacks.
do. That's the white die. It's a 5 and a 1
On the white dice, okay.
on the white dice. On the black dice, I've got a 3 and a 6.
Okay, so the white ones don't actually erase anything. So you got 3 successes because of the 6 on the black dice, but you get a point of corruption in your blood
Oh, booger.
because of it. How much do you have now?
That's 3 now.
Okay, that's 3. That's still fine.
Okay.
Remember, on the 4th they are erased, but then
Yep,
you got
then it goes-
to corrupt something else.
Okay.
Okay, now back to you, brother Jerome. Since you got this lady still clinging onto you, but your senses are numbed. Are you willing to do anything specific in order to maybe get free of the lady, or trying to get a hold of yourself?
Going to try and keep on going if possible. Now that they're being distracted, I'm focused on sort of. I'm hoping with her out of the way. My hope is with her out of the way, the dogs will actually stop attacking.
Okay, just to
She's
make
she's a focal point.
Okay, just to keep things totally clear, because maybe I didn't narrate it properly. She was the one puffing black powder in your face. Okay, so you are trying to get a hold of her and just let her out of the way.
Just keep guiding her towards her home. Just, you know.
Okay. So I would say, let me think. Were you thinking of rolling something particular, or just try and walk away?
Just walking along with her, just keeping her on this path.
Okay.
As much as possible.
So, given that your eyesight is shifting, not able to focus on things properly because of the powder, I would ask you either way for a roll based on blood and cerebrum, because you're actually trying to remember the outline of the landscape properly in order to walk out of the way of where you saw the dogs approaching.
Okay. Right. This is going to fall under the Hail Mary.
Okay.
But given that one of my bonds is affectionate, would that be
your
a
bonds
guiding...
or virtues? Your bonds or virtues?
My bonds.
You got affectionate as a virtue. As
Well,
a bond.
yeah. My material is a cross. My affectionate is Father Desmond, who would probably, you know, he's the kind of person who would say, look, you know, you have to see this through. You have committed to getting this young lady back home. You must see this through.
I do like it, and I do approve it. So just add that to your pool.
So that would be one
blood
more
plus
that.
cerebrum plus one more black die, white die. I'm sorry.
So I've got...
No,
well,
given it's a bond, it's 2 white dice.
So I've got 2 for cerebrum, 2 for affectionate. Those are my white dice. And I have nothing but black die for blood, because all 3 are corrupted.
So it's 4 and 3.
And it's only 6s.
I do remember it's only 6s, yes.
Yep. I rolled a black 1,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't roll any 6s.
Okay, so that goes to defining another
How fucked
rule
I am.
that we weren't able to uncover so far, which is a failure.
How fucked I am.
No, how fucked you are, but rather in what position you are. Because you are definitely fucked. We need to.
Wait, are we
just
still
see-
talking about the game, or are we talking about like sex positions here?
No, about both. A little bit of both. So,
I've got my arms on a beautiful woman. It could go either way here.
Okay, the one was on the black dice or on the white dice?
Black die.
On black die, okay. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I rolled nothing. I didn't even get a 5 out of the flipping rolls, let alone a fucking 6.
Same time I rolled last night. I rolled 20. It's a
But
four.
a 5, even without that black stuff, I wouldn't have been able to get in because I didn't roll a bloody 5.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Okay, so this translates in a plague, in what's narratively speaking is called a plague, like the ancient Egypt kind of plagues, not something that erupts out of your body. And you are lucky that this happened beyond the veil and not in the regular world that you left behind so far, because it's like I'm going to describe to you what's happening, but just imagine that if this were to happen in the material world and people actually got to experience it, they were to be drawn crazy by this sight, and you would be directly blamed for it, and they will try to end your life in order to end this plague. But since you are beyond the veil, nothing of this happens. But what I'm saying is that while you are trying to find your way out of this dog's way, you stumble on a little bit of a piece of ground that is looser than the other. And now you two, Riccardo and John, see and feel that the whole ground beneath you, it's all devoid of ground itself. It is breathing meat, breathing visceras, moving a little bit like and then a breathing being underneath your feet. There is small rivers of blood following, coursing through these, where this meat bends and overlaps to the others. It's all blood and fluidy and squishy, etc. But
I'm
nothing
going
more
home
than
now.
this happens for now. Now, just to get back to the initiative, because there is not really an initiative. Given that you, Riccardo, are pulling on the intestines of this beast, you're able to actually dodge it by grabbing onto by latching onto this intestine that is hanging out of this loosened rib cage, or where the skin is supposed to be. But
Yeah.
as the creature runs away, all his digestive tract is pulled out of this creature that now looks back at you like nothing happened. you're holding on his intestines, and it doesn't feel like he's actually feeling any worse than it was before. As for you, John, which which had the 3 successes, you are farther from where these dogs charged, so you're able actually to skirt out of the way and try and hit it on the head, I assume, or on the neck rather than the rib cage.
Well, I was thinking maybe it's snout. It's quite
Or maybe it's snout,
sensitive.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
sensitive
perfect.
area. Go for that.
Okay, it definitely feels it. And as for you, Brother Jerome, you are trying to move away from this scene, and given the sounds that you hear now muffled because of this numbness of senses that I described to you before, um, you're feeling like you are going towards the right direction, but you fell on the ground, given it is actually changed beneath you, and now you feel like this lady's hands are pushing your shoulders down into the ground while laughing at you.
No, please, we're only trying to help you get home.
I can
Going
see
back,
why the guy I can see why the guy wanted her out.
going back as you acted as of just now, Riccardo. Now your hands are full of intestines and the stomach of this creature.
It's just a Tuesday afternoon for me. This.
Yes, you could
Okay.
say that.
I
The
think-
the dog is growling at you, and you assume is ready to charge again.
Mm-hmm. So might not work this. However, I'm going to attempt to just take the intestines like a
Mhm.
rope. Probably the small intestine better than the large for this. And as it charges, I want to try and loop it around either its neck or maybe its legs to either kind of start strangling it, or if I can't get that high, then I'll try and trip it up, like from its hind
Okay.
legs or something.
Okay, going full rodeo.
Yeah,
Perfect.
with intestines.
Yes, but
Lovely,
given
lovely.
you are trying to put in place an actual technique, I will grant you the hunter virtue to come into place for your
Okay.
dice pool.
Okie
You are doing that
dokie.
with intestines and on an actual rope,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still able to manage and try and do what you are willing to make.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll for me.
Yep.
I'd say blood and nerves as well, as you did before. Now with this hunter virtue also.
Mm-hmm. I have quite a big pool this time. Okay, so no. Ooh, okay. Oh, this is gonna get interesting. So I have a success on both types. So 6 on white, 6 on black.
No once.
Oh, actually, no, beg your pardon. I've got 2 successes on the whites, as well as a 1. I've got a 1 on the white as well. And then on the blacks, I've got a 6. No ones.
Okay, so that makes a total of 5 successes, which is kind of nice. What about you, John?
Has this dog I hit, has it gone sort of past me? Has it stopped in front? Or
He was able to go slightly past you before making a U-turn to face you again. He scoffs a
Okay.
little bit because he was hurt on the snout, but is still able to entertain a fight with you.
Okay. Shit, I don't know what I'm going to do if it's facing me now. Yeah, what I'm going to try and do is I will try and move forward. I'll try and give it another bat on the nose, and I'll shout "sit" at the same time.
And what?
Shout "sit" at the same time.
Okay. So I'd say you got the same pool as you did before,
Okay, that's easy.
unless you're willing to put anything else in place.
I don't think I've got anything else, to be honest, at this point, this sort of thing. That's 1-6 on the white die, 6 and a 4, and that is a 6 and a 1 on the black die.
Okay. So as happened to Jayson just before, I say the 1 cancels the 6 on the blacks, so you
One
don't get
success.
corruption from it.
Nope.
But you got an additional success on the white dice or 2.
Yes,
Was it just 1? Okay,
just 1.
perfect. As it comes to Brother Jerome, you feel the weight and the warmness of the woman's body over you as she's, as I said, towering over you and pushing her hands on your shoulder.
We meant you no harm. We kept our word. We are trying to get you home.
Okay, so I would say it is Blood Heart and the gentle name. And also, yeah, also the bond that you put in place before. So you got 1 white dice, what die, sorry for the name, 2 for the bond, and I don't know what status is on your blood and heart.
So I've got 3 on that. I've got what are we talking? Heart for this one.
Heart, yes.
So 3 on that. 2 for my name.
2 for the name, yes.
I don't know if this counts as diplomacy.
It's 1 for the name,
1 for the name.
2 for the bonds, for the bond that you added to your pool before, for the affectionate.
Yeah. Would this count as diplomacy? I'm not sure if it does.
No, I wouldn't say so because it's not a parlay. You are
Yeah.
begging for your life. It's not diplomacy.
Had to ask.
I had to answer. I'm sorry. It didn't comply to what you were expecting.
I have 2 white successes and nothing else. No black 1s, no black 6s, but 2 white successes.
Okay, are 2 6s
Yep.
on the whites. Perfect.
Would have been fucking 4 successes if I didn't have that bloody dust in my face, because I rolled 2 5s and all.
Okay, just to describe the outcomes of your actions. Riccardo, contrarily to what you were keen to believe, because you're not acting with a strong rope, you're acting with rotten intestines. You try to loop them around this creature, and you're able to do just so by latching these intestines to its neck and dragging it onto the ground right in front of you.
Nice.
He suffers a little bit of damage, given that it looks like the blood that's now coming out of this meat on the ground, it's some kind of burning these creatures.
Oh.
So it's a little bit of damage for this creature. While, John, I am sorry, but you were caught off guard because you were trying to act sneakingly and try to dodge him another time. But this time, this creature fakes going to your right while attacking you from your left. So you are actually skirting opposite to what you should have, and is able to bite on your your thigh. That's a corruption for you.
Ooh, okay.
What happens now is, given you got 3 corruptions on your blood again, you erase the second and the third that go back to whites, but you need to corrupt something else. what would it be this time? Because you already corrupted your heart.
Sorry, what was that?
Last time you corrupted your heart.
Yeah, so I think everything's at 2 now. So I'm probably going to do heart again. I think.
Given that you only had a point, a white die for your heart, you're not able to corrupt another one because you don't have it to begin with. I do recall during the fight at the lake that you had only 1 point in heart because you put the other 3
okay.
elsewhere. Given you don't have any more because you
That's
had
gonna
only
be-
1 die that is already corrupted, you need to corrupt something else.
Well,
Because
it
you're
doesn't
able-
matter. Everything's the same then, so I can go nerves. I can do nerves and corrupt that one.
Okay, so now you got 1 black die and 1 white die for nerve. Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay.
No, everything that's all 3 black now.
In nerves.
Yes.
Let me get your sheet.
This is what you.
Okay. Now, given the character sheet that you shared with me the last time, you should have, as goes for nerves, 2 white dice that you colored in red. Now, just imagine that the first one in nerves, they should be both white. Now the first one goes black. The other one stays white or red. Okay, so it's not all corrupted.
That's not this, because last time you sent me a sheet because I changed computers. I couldn't find a sheet. Do you remember that?
Yes, and if you open our chat on Facebook, I shared it back to you.
Yeah, you did. I've got a
Okay.
copy of it here, and it's.
And you see that you got 2 red dots under nerves.
Yes.
Just assume that the red is white. So you got 2 whites because you don't count the third one, which is not outlined.
Oh, okay. It's going down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now you are corrupting the first of the 2 in nerves. So anytime later on where a nerve roll is required, you count as a black die and a white die because you got both. It's not corrupted all the way yet.
Yeah, sure thing.
Does this work?
Okay.
Does it work?
I have to change my sheet.
Yeah, I can try and make it a little bit more easy for you to read.
No, I've got a sheet. I've got another sheet here, so I can fill that out.
Okay. And as it goes to Brother Jerome, you see that your words reach to deaf ears as she keeps grinning and laughing at you, while saying, well, I didn't ever get my hands on a priest before. And in doing so, you feel her fingers carving in between your ribs. That's a point of corruption.
I take a hold of my cross. Basically praying.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like she is delighted by your fate and your pain in this moment, as she gets out a sigh of relief and pleasure. Yes, beg for your life, you silly little priest. And it is still a point of corruption for you. How much do you have now?
All 3 of the blood was corrupted, so.
Okay, so now you, again, as Phil just did, erase the second and the third. They go back to white, but you are to corrupt something else instead of adding a 4th.
Right, so I will corrupt my 1 nerve.
Okay, so you just got 1 in nerves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so corrupted. This means you get to gain, because you're actually gaining it, a stigmata, which is somehow related to your nerves. Let me see if there is anything we can make it out. Okay. Okay, because there is a dark gift, like the ones that came out of the crying blood for John before. But I am thinking of something. Okay. Do you have something that maybe you think might come in place with your nerves all corrupted? Or we can try and roll to see if on the table to see if there's something that comes and maybe sounds
I would
good
just
for the
roll.
situation. You would just roll. Okay,
I would
so
just roll.
just roll me two d6s. I'm sorry, and give me the separate values, as in 4 and 3.
2 3s.
3 and 3, double 3, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It is very well fitted. I am saying it to you, and maybe see if it fits.
Okay, go for it.
If you are cool with it. As you feel like these lady fingers are going directly into in between your ribs, you feel like a devilish voice in your ears stating that maybe if you acted a little bit more cold-blooded and left this bitch to her fate, maybe your chest will still be intact. Maybe if you stopped to be so selfless and acted a little bit more egotistical, you wouldn't live that bad, you know? And while these thoughts at the back of your head grow more insistent, you feel your forehead rupturing as two little horns are coming out of it. Basically, you just grow horns, like literal horns, devilish horns, and while it will be difficult to hide this devilish feature of your facial complexion, facial structure rather, you got a good news, because the evil nature of this gift makes so that for a brief period of time you will be able to pass and walk without leaving traces behind you. Not even hair or footprints, nothing. As they are left behind, they immediately disappear.
Okay. So, just to be clear for the audience at home, earlier you were talking about the fact that I could very well be fucked, and we were worried about it being sexual, and now I'm completely horny, and it's went completely sexual. It's
You
My
just
eyes
went
have
there.
rolled all the way back into my head.
You just went there.
sometimes the double entendre just has to be said. I'm sorry, it's just a thing.
It's just how things are. But going back to initiative, to say, Riccardo, now this
Mm-hmm.
creature is right in front of you, laying on the
Yes.
ground. What are you
Yes.
willing to do?
So is it completely like immobile? It's not stirring.
Is prone in front of you, but given is
Okay.
balancing on two legs, is trying to get up.
Okay, well I'll try and coup de grace, decapitate, whatever, finishing move with my sword.
Okay, perfect. Roll for it. I assume that's the regular pool.
The regular pool. Yes. Blink, blink. Da-da. Yes, those ones. I've got one success on the white, 2 ones on the black.
Amazing. So you got another failure, which will translate in another plague.
Ooh.
So now you got the ground that turned into meat. Who knows what else will happen? John.
Yes, so this thing's just taken a bite out of me, yeah?
Yes. You were able to injure it on the first round. Now it was able to injure you. So it's not like full health, it's being mauled a little bit.
So what's it doing now?
Thing is, now that is biting on your thigh,
it's still doing it.
It will be easier for you to eat him. So now you will add as successes both the 5 and the 6s and the 4s as well.
Oh, okay.
Because it's generally easier to eat something like in front of you.
Just jam it, like use the staff like a spear and jam it in his eye.
Perfect. Just roll for nerves, blood nerves, and that's it, I'd say.
Oh, 6 and a 3 on the white.
6 and 3 on the white, okay.
And that's a 5 and a 6 on the black.
Perfect. That's a total of 4 successes. Okay. As it comes back to Brother Jerome, you feel, of course, something coming out of your forehead. And if you try and feel it, you feel like you got now horns coming out of your... They're not big. They are about a couple of inches tall. But still, you're able to feel them. And this lady is still towering over you, pushing you to the ground. And her fingers are in between your ribs.
I actually try and grab the fingers to try and pull them back out of myself.
Okay, so you're trying to make it out of her hold onto you. So I'd say this goes to I'd say blood, nerves, and that's it. So you got now the blood back at the original status, so 1 black and 2 whites. And the nerves is just 1 black.
Another black, but yeah.
So it's 2 and 2.
And it was at this point when Brother Jerome realized he was utterly and truly fucked.
What did you roll, mate?
Well, I didn't roll anything higher than a 3.
Yes, which is good.
I rolled 1 white 1 and 1 black 1.
And that's another plague. Oh, fuck me. Okay, so now we got 2 plagues coming into place, because there's the one from Jayson and the one from you. Oh, god fucking damn it. Just give me a sec, because I have to make out something.
See, this is what happens when really nasty shit happens. Sometimes the heroes don't make it, especially when it's reliant on dice rolls, because these are my dice and they hate me. They gave me a bit of a. They gave me a lull. They lulled me into a false sense of security a few weeks ago, but now they're back to normal.
So,
They're playing
there
with you.
is.
They're just playing with you.
So there isn't really a table to roll for a random plague, but let's put it this way: given that the corruption is not working in your favor, as in 2 plagues out of a whole turn is a lot. I'd say that now the blood that is damaging the creature in front of Riccardo is falling from the sky. You feel this warmth on the blood of the blood as it falls on the ground, on the grass, on your clothes, and start fizzing. So I'd say from the next turn, this blood, this scorching hot blood, will start to get to you and damage you. Now it's just raining blood, as the
Bloody
Christian band Slayer sang.
Yeah.
Exactly. Going back to the beginning, Riccardo. You're muted.
I would like to dive underneath the fresh carcass to create a literal meat shield until this blooming acid blood rain stops.
The creature in front of you is not dead yet.
Oh, balls. I misunderstood you. Okay, never
No,
mind.
it is rumbling on the ground because you were able to take it down, but you weren't able to cook the grass in
Right.
just yet. So you need to actually kill it before using it as meat shield.
I know, but I wasn't sure if I fell forwards. Okay, well then I will try to kill it again then.
Okay.
With the usual, can I have some 6s, please? Ooh, there's a 6, but yeah. Okay, so I've got just the 1 on the white dice and a 6 on the black.
Okay. So that's
Corruption
an additional
time.
corruption, exactly, but you got a total of 4 successes. Okay.
So that means I get to reset my bloods.
Oh yeah, if this was the 4th black dot on blood, yes.
Mm-hmm.
As Brother Jerome and John did. Now it's time for you to corrupt something.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be?
Can we corrupt other stuff besides body parts in
Yes.
this thing? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll corrupt my hunter virtue then.
Oh, you're corrupting a virtue. Let's see how we are able to corrupt it. As hoping that it gives me examples of it. Okay, so basically, while the virtue itself covers a whole area of expertise, as in being a hunter for the Kazet issue, might grant you abilities in killing techniques or survival skills or following leads and traces, etc. A corrupted virtue and the powers that comes from it just elevates exponentially just one of these. For example, the example is being a blacksmith makes you an actual blacksmith to create, repair, forge anything made out of metal. In case you were to corrupt a virtue like this, you will lose all of these competencies, all of these skills, like you never had them altogether. But you will be able to melt and model metals with your bare touch.
Right. Okay, so
Okay, as in you are corrupting your hunter virtue. I would say that um, I'd say that while you won't be able to put it in any dice pool with regards to actually eating something to kill it,
mhm.
you will be able to smell your prey if you were able to smell it at least once before in what could be a big radius, about 150-yard radius. Is that too much?
No. But yeah, great minds. I was thinking that too.
Okay. So as you are, well, I'll come to that in a second. And John, you were able to make 4 successes before, so I didn't come to that. But you were able to actually put your quarterstaff right through this creature's skull, which is now screaming in pain, but still is not letting your thigh go.
Okay.
It's still alive, but barely there.
If I can hold on to my quarterstaff, can I sort of maybe jam it in next to my leg and maybe lever the jaws open enough for me to get my leg out then? I thought that would be enough to make it let go, but okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. So that is nothing on the white die.
Not even a 4, because the bonus still applies as before. Okay, so nothing
on the white die.
above 4. Okay.
And a 4 and a 6 on the black.
A 4 on the black.
A 4 and a 6.
Okay, so you got a corruption because you got a 6, but you got 3 successes, which we will come to that in a second. Oh yeah, that's close. Okay. Brother Jerome, yes.
Still
Okay,
trying to pull these fingers out.
Okay. So what I would say, given that maybe this malus was too harsh on you, I'd say that you're now starting to regain your presence and your proper senses. So you're now able to act normally as this dust effect is wearing out.
Okay. So 5s and 6s are good.
Yes.
Okay.
Hoping that will work.
Just to be fair, I didn't roll above a 3.
Yeah, that's not really on me though, mate.
No, I'm
Again,
just saying
that
that allowing me to roll 5s didn't help me last turn. Wouldn't have helped me last turn.
Let's see. Mate.
I hate this fucking game. I rolled a white 6 and a black 1.
Okay.
Otherwise known as I rolled fuck all.
Yes, but that's not a plague, which is cool. Still not very cool for you, but still cool. So, coming to the outcome of your action of this turn, now, Riccardo, you're able finally to take out this creature in front of you, as you finally slay this creature in front of you. And as it dies, you feel like you're I don't recall the word, I'm sorry. your sense of smell is greatly enhanced as you feel like gentle puffs of iron into your nostrils as this blood is gurging out of the arteries of this creature, and you feel now all of a sudden the great smell of decay and corruption that this beast was giving out even before. Now it is greatly exacerbated. And when it comes to John, you're able to detach this creature's jaw out of your thigh
Oh, great.
and actually able to break it loose. So it's not breaking loose is lower jaw, so it's not actually able to bite onto
Oh,
anything because you broke it loose and it's now hanging from the side of it.
brilliant.
It is almost done. It is almost done. Brother Jerome, of course, as you described before, you chose your walk of life to be one of words and diplomacy. So convincing a killer not to kill you and try to get free of it once they get a hold of you, it's not really your cup of tea. And as you try to force this lady from above you, maybe to the side, in order to get free of her, you feel like her genuinely feeling pleasure of your distress and your agony and your pain as she is starting to carve with her finger across your ribs for another 2 points of corruption. Oh, this is what the blood of the man of God smell like. I could get used to it as she licks her fingers after dipping them out of your chest. Still, 2 points of corruption.
Yeah. Does it all have to be in the same place, or can I do like one corruption in one place, one corruption in another?
Given that you just reset your corruptions on blood, so you got 2 white,
yeah.
spare whites, you just blacken them both them out because you're not fully overly corrupted.
So I'm back to 3 fucking dice corrupted again.
Jayson, I'd say that now you're able to somewhat hide into this creature carcass as you were planning on doing before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe use it as a cloak of sorts, even though you feel it reeks, it gives you a deep sense of nausea, which is difficult to contrast in your current situation. And you see that the lady is actually
Fingering me
pleasuring,
very painfully.
exactly, and pleasuring it herself with the blood of Brother Jerome, lascively licking it out of her fingers, while John has a deep, you might say, a loss of blood from its thigh, but you see that the creature in front of him is almost gone. Let's put it this way: severely injured.
Uh-huh. Okay. I guess this is the first time as well where I've seen this woman behaving in this way. Although part of it wants to go, I told you so.
Really
Okay.
not the moment to try that one.
I know. He's not really. He's only going to think it. Okay, so in that case, he's more concerned about that than keeping himself free of this acid rain. So he hasn't got his dagger anymore. But what he'd like to do, because hopefully it will provide a bit more.
You still
They
got
want
your
this-
short sword, though.
I do. But I think this is more Riccardo. I would like to extract the fang from the dog.
Okay.
And
To use it
essentially,
to pierce the lady.
yeah. Coming from behind.
Yeah, that's viscera for sure.
I know, that's why I'm doing it. None of this.
That's
Just use the
definitely viscera.
sword. Use the
So
sword.
it's now just blood, viscera, and the bloody part of your name.
Yes. Okay. So I need to work out now because the pools have changed. So 2 for that. 2 for that. 2 for that. And suddenly I have all this. Okay. And then black. This. Oh wait, now I need to use green for those, so I won't have my power. Okay, so nothing on those. I have got 3 successes on the white and 1 on the white. Nothing on black.
Nothing on black, so just regular 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I got to add it to the... Yeah. Okay. John, now, given what I told you before about the raining, scorching hot blood, before you do anything, you get a point of corruption because this blood is actually burning you.
Okay.
Now, the creature in front of you, you see that it's not willing to let it go, even though you don't know how else he is supposed to attack you, given that his jaw is hanging loose from its head.
Okay.
I'd say it's time to coup de grace him.
Yeah, I'll try and finish it off with I'll grab the end of my quarterstaff and try and smash it across the head.
Okay. So it's just the regular pool that you rolled so far?
So I've got... I should do that, don't I? Because I've got another black on blood. So that's 2 there. So that's nothing again on the white. I've got 3. No, 4. Oh, shite. That's 2 1s and nothing else.
Oh dear. We are sucking at this.
Scottish dice, obviously.
Don't fucking blame. Don't.
Okay. Even though
guilt to my disdain and despair.
Even though you all are rolling like shit, we are almost there. So bear with me for a second longer.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Brother Jerome, just a sec.
Yeah.
Given that Riccardo was actually able to hit the lady on you, I would say that the threshold, it's now just 1 success. To get free of her, please. Please.
Just 1, Ronnie, just 1.
Yeah.
Do it good Eowyn style, because I've been merry and stabbed her in the back.
Is this right? This is blood and nerve, right?
Yes.
Right. So, number of white dice, none. Number of black dice, 4, because they're all fucking corrupted.
I think I'm the least corrupted out of all of you.
Just the 6s count on the black dice. You didn't roll in even 1 of them. Just 1.
I rolled a black 6
And the white.
and
And
2 black
and a 1.
1s.
Oh, for fuck's sake. God fucking damn it.
We're good. We're good.
We're good. If we're
Yeah,
we are.
It's
We
getting
are.
worse as
golden.
we go on.
Going down a blaze of glory.
So basically, what happens is that while Riccardo, you're able to uh, um, tear apart this fang out of your newly acquired cloak, you are able to stab the lady in between of her shoulders. She gets up, feeling, of course, the pain that courses through her body, and start chanting something in a language that you never heard before. But as she does so, you feel that the rain is slowly diminishing, but you're
Oh.
slowly sinking into the ground.
Ah. But he failed, not me.
It's a total of 3 fails among the 3 of you. So this is going bad for every one of you. I am sorry, regardless of what you
Right.
rolled.
Right.
God damn
First
it.
of all, don't blame me. Blame the dice.
Is it
You
too
just
late-
said not
is
to
it
blame
too-
the dice, though.
Is it too late to go and give the blood instead?
Please,
No,
guys,
I
let's
said
put a hand to this.
don't blame my dice being Scottish.
Ricardo,
Thanks for
even
being
though
nice.
you are now slowly sinking into the ground, you are still in eating distance of this lady.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I
Yes.
assume you are trying to stab her again with this fang.
Maybe, although the way that you said that she was arching her back and presumably, elongating her neck a little bit, makes it a fairly good place to.
Just go for it.
Oh,
Hmm.
Riccardo, we're relying on you now.
I mean, I'm trying my best. Okay.
You're the only one actually succeeding at this.
Yeah, I know.
It started well. It's just tailing off a bit now. I'm getting tired. See?
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm not well.
Riccardo is succeeding. Jerome, brother Jerome, and John, unfortunately, are simply sucking.
I don't like that face.
Yeah, me neither.
I've got 1 white success, but a 1 on the blacks.
You do realize that this combat's going to end, and we're going to have to pretty much end the session.
Okay, please, John.
Do it
What did I get from the last disaster?
Please. Please.
What was the result of the last disaster? Because I got nothing on the whites, and I got 3 ones, didn't I? Or 2 ones, was it?
And you basically are now drowning and sinking into this meat ground that you have, and the dog is as well, but still you are in the same conditions as you were before, because it is.
I'll still try and coup de grace the dog,
Okay.
whether it's sort of smash it across the head or maybe jam it in its throat.
Okay, just go for it. Given you are trying desperately to put an end to this, just choose if you're willing to put nerves on viscera into the pool. If something is better than the other.
Nerves and viscera. That is white dice. I got 2 6s.
It's either nerve or viscera plus blood, not both.
Okay, I'm viscera then. I'll use viscera. So that is 2 white 6s.
Okay.
And that will then be
17 black ones.
Just for the sake of it.
That's a black 6 and 2 black ones.
Okay. Ronnie.
Help it.
Ronnie. Now you got Riccardo towering over you as well as the lady is. But now, yeah, it's disgusting. Now you see that Riccardo is pulling the lady for her hair, trying and to sever her head with his
Yeah.
sword. I'd say it's even easier for you to get free of it.
I would say it was easier as well, but my dice haven't got the memo yet.
Just roll for it, mate.
Now, dice. Let's try this again. I
Please.
have
We're still on
two
blood and nerve, aren't we?
successes, and now we have two more
Ah.
successes.
Yes.
What do we have?
Right, we're still on blood and
Fail.
nerve, which means I'm still on nothing but black die.
Yeah, I do believe that's nothing which would work
Gonna save
bad
us.
for you. How bad is it?
In good news, I have not rolled a 1.
In bad news, you've not got a 6 either.
In even interesting news, I rolled 2 6s,
Oh!
both on the black.
Okay.
Which means
Excellent.
I managed to free myself.
Hooray.
Fuck yes. Okay, so it's 2 corruptions on the blood, but a total of 6 fucking successes that you just rolled.
Right, as that's right, just right, because my blood is already completely corrupted.
Okay, so
Does
now
that mean that I take a corruption on one of my other stats and then go to 2 corruption on the blood?
exactly so.
Okay.
Okay, what are you willing to corrupt?
I'm going to corrupt my heart by 1 because obviously my faith has been extremely shattered.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Now it is more difficult for. Okay, I don't know how to roll this to actually tell this because Riccardo, you did 0 successes on the lady, while Ronnie, brother Jerome, had 6. So, okay, I'd say that as you are trying to pull her head back and try to cut her head clean off, you misjudge the distances, and you are actually able to eat her in the mouth with the back of your hand, which she
Okay.
promptly bites.
Ow.
So that's 2 corruption for you.
Ew la la.
And subsequently, Brother Jerome, for you, given you are sinking into the ground, is growing more and more difficult to get out of it properly. But maybe the faith that you are starting to question a little bit gave you enough strength actually to sit while grasping onto Riccardo's arm. While you strengthen your weight out of the ground by pulling on his arm, Riccardo, you are pulled from the arm that's in the lady's mouth. So your skin of the hand is pulled clean off, but you are still holding your sword within. And as Brother Jerome pulls it, you cleanly cut her head off from her jaw up.
Ah, one of those.
But Mr. John the Stoic
Yes.
achieved 1 fewer success than necessary for him to kill the creature. So I'm describing everything as it comes out because we are at the end of the combat. So basically, and trying to get a hold of its jaw. This creature is lunging its tongue towards you, and as it hits you on the side, you feel that it is sharp and cold as steel as it goes through your waist. That's 1 point of corruption for you, John.
Okay, thank you.
And now both the creature that is hanging on Riccardo's head and which is standing in front of John, you look as they turn to dust and ash and slowly disappear in front of you. Also, as you are, Riccardo, holding this severed half head of this lady, you see, both you and Brother Jerome, because you are in close proximity, that some weird bubbles and plagues are coming out of the lady's body. And as they grow bigger and bigger, they turn brighter and brighter.
Yeet the head. Throw it away. I don't want to
Still the
explode
blood.
in my face.
Yeah, the head is exploding in the distance. The body is still in front of you and detonates.
Run.
No, you don't have
Run.
time. And you both gain another point of corruption for the blast.
We don't
Me as
get
well.
out.
Okay. Time to corrupt something else again.
Yay.
Me as well.
No, you should be on 3 black dice for blood.
Yeah,
Because you just...
I'll be on 3 now.
Yeah, so that's no time to corrupt anything else unless you get an additional black die.
No, I'm just
So
saying that do I
You're close.
get hit by 1 point of corruption as well, along with
Okay.
everyone else?
Riccardo, Jayson, did you come up with something you're wishing to corrupt?
Yeah, I think if nerves falls into kind of reaction speed, I think that would be kind of worth it.
Okay, so
corrupt
you
the
got...
nerves.
you would have 2 points on nerves, is that correct?
No, I've got 1.
Just 1 nerve total.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remind me how you spend the points on your attributes?
Yeah. So 1 on nerves and cerebrum, 2 on heart, 3 on viscera.
Oh, okay, so you are corrupting all your nerves.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you expecting... sorry, not expecting. Do you have anything in mind, or do you want to roll on the table as Ronnie did before? It's up to you, really.
Yeah, just roll on the table. We can be inspired.
Okay, so roll 2d6s again and give me the separate values that come up.
A 4 and a 5.
Perfect. Okay. That's disgusting, but we can make it work. Okay, so basically, while you are recovering and standing up, by the way, as soon as the body detonates, everything turns back to normal. So you are clearly out of the ground. The ground is made out of ground. There's no blood inside, apart from... No, there's no blood inside because 1 exploded and the other 2 turned into ashes. So apart from your blood, there's no blood, nor from the sky, nor from the ground, etc. But as you are trying to recover a little bit from the blast that I assume pushed you back a little bit, you feel a terrible pain on your chest and abdomen, mainly also in your armpit. So as you try to unbutton yourself to have a look at it, what at first sight you would have thought to be a bad burn.
Mm.
You sniff it, and it looks like a fungus
Yeah.
growing onto you. What basically happens is that in in big portions of your body, as I assumed your chest area, a little bit of your arm and armpit, this fungus is growing, and as you try to take it out, you're able to, but it grows somewhere else. And basically, this fungus emits several very strong. Just let me translate it for
Like
you.
spores, sort of thing.
Yes, but they are no hallucinogenic spores. Uh,
Oh, hallucinogenic spores. Okay, as
Yes,
in
yes.
as in making me hallucinate or people around me.
As they have psychotropic effects of no specified nature.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how they will act. You're
Oh,
able
good.
to control their emissions at any given time, but you're not able to control the effect of them.
Okay.
I am also keen to assume they would not affect you. Just the ones surrounding you.
Okay, that's a slightly more reassuring, especially as I can smell really well now.
Yeah, exactly. But giving it something that grows into you, scientifically speaking, I assume you got the antibodies to fight it
Yeah.
if needed. So this seems.
But I can make people trip balls.
Yes, but you don't know if they will be like tired or super energetic or in a killing frenzy, cannibalistic frenzy. You're not able to tell. You'll see.
I mean,
If they will
to
be like marijuana or bath salts, you're not able to tell beforehand. But
everyone's different in terms of how they react to drugs. So
exactly. Also, given it is pretty late, I will end the session here with the general message that, on one hand,
Get better
you get rid of those guys, buy new ones. On the other one, you got the king what he asked you to. 3, maybe donating 2 points of blood wouldn't have been that bad compared to what just happened to you.
nah.
Yeah.
To be fair, we got into this with the best of intentions.
We did.
I'm sorry that backfired. That wasn't planned at all.
What this game has taught us is fuck good intentions.
Yes,
Yep.
basically. The world is shit, you might as well act like it.
You don't need to tell us it.
Never.
Either
No,
way,
I-
thank you for having me as your narrator for the night. Again, it is
Thank
super
you.
late. I'm sorry that I kept you up
No, that's fine.
now. And I would say, given that we were able to finish this Act 4, that the next session will be the epilogue.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So, Ronnie, be scared. Because it's up to you next.
Compared to the shit I came up with tonight, coming up with what system I'm going to use and what scenario is going to be a piece of cake.
I think
All right.
with Ronnie running the next game and rolling dice, I think throwing that set away would be a mistake.
Yeah, but just you wait; it'll turn around next time.
Right. It is entirely
Oh, you
possible.
want to roll high? Okay.
It's entirely possible that these dice are rebelling because they're not being used as GM dice.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Yeah, whatever makes you sleep at night, mate.
Trust me, it's
Or
going to
them
take
sleep
some
at
time.
night.
Either way, thank you everybody for tuning in, especially Matteo that said hello, hoping that we didn't bore him to sleep. But we will see each other next week. Good night, everybody, and thank you for tuning in as always.
Night, night.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks very much.